Hey, we got a couple laps here to go in regards to this race. Just want to talk about my thoughts in regards to NASCAR now and then. Really enjoyed what NASCAR was then and now. And as we couple of laps left here to go, Chase Elliott trying to get two wins in a row. Now Chase Elliott's trying to get this win. Now Chase tried a little too hard. Now Chase tried a little bit hard to go here in the race. If only Denny Hamlin didn't mess up here during this race. Not mess up, but hey, Kozlowski won. Congratulations. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski getting the win there at Bristol Motor Speedway. But yeah, like I said, in regards to NASCAR then, NASCAR now, you know, things are the same, yet things are different. And one of the bigger things that are different but good in regards to safety. Just like any other sport back in the past, you have the ability with technology and otherwise to improve the safety and health of your superstars or players, your race drivers. And for me, to see a number 2 car in victory lane is nice. I remember being a Rusty Wallace fan. The number 2 Miller Lite car. But now this is Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski's number 2 vehicle. What? Anyways, hope you all having a good day. But like I was saying, the past NASCAR and the current NASCAR is different, but it is pretty cool how things have been or were. So we'll have a champion in that sense. Yeah, it looks like it might be a fight coming on here. I don't know what the heck was going on with Chase Elliott there. I mean, I know he was trying to race him and get past him, but I think he was getting a little too antsy. And then the whole shit bomb happened, and that's what happened there. If only they both were. And he was already loose there. It just knocked him, they knocked each other out of the race. But no, NASCAR now. Well, like I said, back in the day with the race car drivers that they had, and the best then, and now how the race cars, how the tracks have changed for safety and other reasons. Just like the NFL, how back in the day it was loaded in regards to hard hits in football. big crashes were always shown again. I mean, not that the TV crews, people didn't care at all about people or racers. I'm sure they did, But I just, in regards to glorifying the crashes just as much as glorifying NFL hits, and it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting, right? How everything has gone on in NASCAR or in other sports, but here we're talking about NASCAR, how that all's happened. And I'm sorry if I'm looking away, but I'm watching without sound the broadcast stuff. Though I can't lip read because they're wearing masks. They're smart still, but still. But also for me to be able to share my thoughts on things, I actually feel better when I'm not looking at the camera sometimes. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or whatever thing. I've been doing this for a very long time in regards to YouTube, but sometimes I feel more confident. Like sometimes, like when I'm talking to myself at late at night about general things, not bad things, but about a subject or something, I finish off that conversation, wishing, man, I wish I was on camera for that or whatever. If I'm talking to myself about sports or about wrestling or about political stuff or about broadcasting or something like that. Like I just wish I was recording because I had some good points, or at least I thought was good points, talking about whatever. So maybe looking away and talking as long as you guys can hear me, then maybe you understand what I'm saying in regards to the points I'm making. But my point in regards to the NASCAR conversation here, overall, is that NASCAR, for me, I kind of went away from it for a while because I just was busy with life, but also just wanted to get away, and didn't feel it anymore after Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s passing, when and then the retirement of Rusty Wallace in time, and this and that. So I kept up with the sport, but not really as an actual league fan. I was just a casual at that point. I was a huge fan, then became a casual, then not at all, and then came back. I think for now I'm trying to be more than just casual fan of NASCAR because I always enjoy NASCAR in some level and still love the sport, my heart content. But it's just for me with my era drivers retiring or otherwise. Now Jeff Gordon's in the booth as a broadcaster, and I think he's been there for a couple years now or however long, and such like that. So that's pretty cool. Cool gig for him. I know Tony Stewart retired. I remember seeing him on TV show I like, Last Man Standing. But the point is, it's just for me as a fan, it just changed over time, and whether right or wrong, it's how I am, or how I was, or how I feel, and all that other stuff. Like anybody with any sport. But like I said, differences in regards to NASCAR then and now, it's just, I think for me personally, selfishly, and I gotta be honest with myself, right? Selfishly, it's just that I miss the drivers of those times. I miss how it was broadcasted. That makes sense, even though broadcasting has come so a long way, especially in technology in the last 10 to 15 years. But still, it's nostalgia in that sense, but it's how I feel in that regard, and it's just interesting, and it's still highly entertaining. Like I enjoyed NASCAR doing the iRacing series during their break, long extended break, because of serious things going on in the world, let alone locally and nationally in the Estados Unidos. But still, with that, I miss NASCAR, and for me, a fan like me coming back with the iRacing actually helped because for me, I've been more technology based in regards to what I watch, what I enjoy, and some other aspects of sports. That with NASCAR, it coming back or it being there, iRacing, because I wasn't really watching the start of the season, the actual real season. With iRacing, I came back. I watched every single thing. I even rewatched a couple of times of the races on the YouTube channel, and I mean rewatched the whole thing, not just parts or snippets or whatever. The whole thing more than once, you know. And I know for a fact I wouldn't have done that for a whole entire real race. That was earlier in the season, unless it was the Daytona 500 itself. I always make sure to watch that, right? I know I talked about how it was away as a fan, but I always made sure to come back for the Daytona 500, whether I was not a fan at all for a time being or casual during those time beings. Um, but I refound the sport in a sense of finding it again and finding my passion and love for NASCAR through iRacing, right? So finding it not even through the actual races, the regular ones, but through the iRacing and enjoying some NASCAR drivers, especially some that were in the booth and otherwise during the time, or not in the booth, but you know what I mean, part of the broadcast, let alone racing at their houses, when they're set up in their vehicles. But all in all, I enjoy it, and I really hope that I myself am able to keep watching and enjoying and building up on that passion. Because for me, one of my bucket lists, and still will be going to a NASCAR race, specifically the Daytona 500. As much as I'd love to go to a WrestleMania, Super Bowl, NBA Finals in Milwaukee, um, Final Four if the Badgers make it, stuff like that. As a sports fan, I guess you could call it a sports bucket list, let alone a general bucket list. Like I like to go to Peru with my mom. That's where I was born, in Peru. Yes, I did Peru. And visit there. Um, Naturalized citizen, 1990. But yeah, just I'm happy I found NASCAR, and I'm finding it, through this pandemic, and or finding it again, I guess. But all in all, I look forward. It's going to be interesting to see how I view things. Watching it again each week or twice a week. As they're trying to catch up, I guess. So, um, the one racetrack I always remember the most, whether from then or now, whatever, it's still the same place. But Watkins Glen, I think it is. That has the twists and turns and all that craziness kind of road track. Um, I always like that for its craziness and uniqueness. I think you could say more unique than crazy, but just unique. Watkins Glen. And I would like to be in a NASCAR car to see how that is. As much as I have my anxiety and stuff, I like. If I can make it through going through that, not through the whole NASCAR race, but driving in a NASCAR even for one full lap would be big for me. And if I could do that, I could literally do anything. Just like it's my basic training, and I should be able to go do anything in my life. So, um, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on things. Look forward to seeing how the season goes. And hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. And above all else, as always, take care.